Hello, and welcome to Walk Your Path, a multisensory experience to explore the difference between zero-tolerance policies and restorative practices and policies. The participants go through a student's experience twice. First through the lens of a school using zero-tolerance policies, and then through the lens of a school using restorative-based practices and policies. The goal is for them to immerse themselves in both experiences and take on the multisensory elements in order to better inform their perspective on the difference and effectiveness of these two approaches. Upon entering the experience, the participants are presented with the poster that I made from part 1 of this project on display and a looping video that describes the school-to-prison pipeline in a short 3-minute video presented by Vox to give some background to the participant before the experience. They start with a backpack filled with the 4 books to represent the weight or stressors these students are carrying with them before even getting to school. They then pick up 1 book at each station as they proceed through the zero-tolerance path to represent the weight of additional stressors put on students. As they travel through the restorative practices and policies path, they set down a book at each station to represent a system that lifts weight and stressors off students instead of adding them. Along the floor are large custom decals and footprints that describe the events that happen throughout the day of this student and guide the participant through the path. All elements of the project were branded with a custom color palette and logotype, along with specific typographic and graphic choices to reference a clean but vibrant youthful experience. The participant is then given an audio device with headphones that walk the participant through the exercise and instruct them along the way. It also plays an audio script with coordinated sound bites to heighten the experience of the participant. Let's listen to some of the audio from the experience.
Let's begin. You had a heated argument with your parents before leaving for school, so you're running late. Let's see how a zero-tolerance education system could impact the outcome of your day. Please step forward. You arrive at school. You are greeted by security guards and school resource police officers. You are pulled aside and prompted to hand over your backpack.
Let me take a look inside your bag. Okay, move along.
Later that afternoon, you are held in a juvenile detention facility all afternoon, missing school. You now have an arrest record and are facing expulsion. How did that feel? Do you feel part of the school community? Are you motivated to change your behavior? Let's see how a restorative practice-based education system works. Please remove 4 books from your bag before continuing. Let's begin. You had a heated argument with your parents before leaving for school, so you're running late. Let's see the difference that restorative policies and practices can make. Please step forward. You arrive at school. Teachers and administrators welcome you and fellow students by name as you enter.
Good morning. Good to see you today. Glad you made it, and I'll see you later at track practice.
Later that afternoon, you and the other student agreed to help clean the cafeteria during a free period. You end up making small talk while working together. After school, your school counselor meets with you before track practice. Your counselor facilitates a phone call home to your parents, setting ground rules and starting a conversation to resolve the conflict later when you get home. How did that feel? Do you feel part of the school community? Are you motivated to change your behavior? Restorative policies and practices can provide our students with the tools they need to better manage their emotions and give them coping mechanisms for the future. Thank you for participating in Walk Your Path. Based on both student experiences, what are your thoughts on what would be the most effective approach for schools to take?
I hadn't really anticipated how much the experience would initiate conversations with each individual. After each participant completed their walk, I would ask them what they thought about the differences in the two practices and if this was impactful to provide additional insight and empathy into many of these students' situations. Many people started to open up and share personal experiences along with emotions that the experience provoked as well. It also seemed to spark up several conversations among the ones who had completed the project. The biggest feedback was that the audio component and weight of the books really added to the experience of stress through the zero tolerance path, and then a sense of relief when walking through the Restorative Practices and Policies path. Overall, I'm really pleased with the execution from start to finish. Not only did the project go well, but I was able to develop a tool for these staff members and more to use and expand on in the future, to hopefully make a difference in the practices and policies that are currently being used in our public schools.